What's up, guys? I'm Josh Mosman. Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 160, presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in. This episode, we're going to talk about the upcoming San Francisco Supercross, highlight the Anaheim 1 Supercross, and share some fun footage from the Panic Rev camp last week at Verona Oaks. Let's get into it. Starting off with the 450 class, it was a crazy weekend at Anaheim 1, and we got to dive into it. So many different storylines from Anaheim. Starting off, Jett Lawrence, he made it look easy, winning the 450 main event, with Jason Anderson finishing second and Chase Sexton finishing third on his new Red Bull KTM. There's been talks that Chase Sexton wasn't feeling comfortable leading into Anaheim 1. He confirmed it in the post-race press conference that he wasn't feeling very comfortable, and he said, if you would have saw me a few weeks ago riding this bike, you would not think I'd be on the podium at Anaheim 1. So he did get lucky though. Cooper Webb went down in that battle with Jason Anderson on the tiny little hip jump / wall jump that took out multiple riders. Cooper Webb and his teammate on the 250 class, Nate Thrasher, both went down on that jump. Cooper, he looked a little concussed when he got up. I was worried for his head and for his brain, and was stumbling around a little bit and was definitely rusty when he swung his leg back over the bike and continued riding the rest of the race. But he salvaged a 6th place, which is still really impressive, beating a long list of top tier riders. Bummer for him not to get on the podium, but I'm excited to see how that speed that he had at Anaheim 1 will translate into the rest of the series, as he was kind of an underdog. Even though he's a 2-time champion, he didn't have high expectations from a lot of critics coming into Anaheim 1. Jett Lawrence, of course, gets the win, and there's the big topic. Is he the first rookie to win a season opener? And that just depends on how you define a season opener. Jett has raced a 450 in outdoors last year, won every single moto. He raced the Super Motocross playoff, which were 3 hybrid style races, and ended up winning the championship there. If you look back at history, Josh Grant, he won the season opener as a rookie in the 450 class in 2009? No, 2008. 2009. Yes, Josh Grant won the opener in 2009. However, he did race the Seattle Supercross on a 450 the year before in 2008 and got 6th place up there. So the thing is that they say he raced Supercross once, so he wasn't a rookie when he did Anaheim 1 and won the main event. Big topic there. Also, you got Ken Roczen. He won Anaheim 1 in his first full-time season as a 450 Supercross rider, but he had also raced the 450 class multiple times. He raced a KTM 350 in 2011 while he was racing 250 on the West Coast. He did 2 rounds in 2011, he did 1 round in 2013, and in 2014, he went full-time on a KTM into the 450 class, and he won the Anaheim 1 season opener. Also, Adam Cianciarulo, he won his first 450 race at the Monster Cup in 2019. Now, that's a hybrid style track, but he still won as a 450 rookie. So it all just depends on how you look at it. Obviously, Feld and Supercross are hyping it up. The Jett Lawrence is the first rookie to win his first 450 Supercross race. I don't really take much offense to it, but there's definitely a debate going on there. Josh Grant, he was commenting all over Instagram that it's been done before. All fun topics to debate on. Ultimately, there's no clear answer, but Jett, it's hard to call him a rookie after winning every moto last year and winning the Super Motocross playoff. Obviously, it was heartbreak for his brother not to make the 450 main event. He went down in the heat race off the start with Vince Freeze getting the whole shot. Vince tagged Hunter's front end coming into the corner, and that took out Hunter and Chase Sexton, also Logan Carnow and Hunter Slosher. Logan Carnow really got the short end of the stick though. He ended up with a broken foot. Graphic warning, please turn away if you get queasy easily. His foot was facing the wrong way. Wild scene. I hope all the best for Logan in his recovery. Hunter Lawrence went to the LCQ where Cade Clayson held him off on the last lap to get the final transfer spot. So unfortunate debut for Hunter Lawrence in the 450 class, but I know he'll be back for redemption this weekend at San Francisco. A couple other quick notes I want to touch on. Justin Cooper, he made his 450 debut last year in Supercross before dropping back down to the 250 for outdoors. He did 5 rounds in 450s last year, and he finished in the top 10 in all 5 rounds. He's continued his consistency streak of finishing in the top 10 with an 8th place at the Anaheim 1 Supercross, so impressive for him. Also in the championship point standings, with Webb finishing 6th, he is now 9 points behind Jett Lawrence in the championship. Eli Tomac is at a 12-point deficit going into San Francisco with 9th place finish, and also Ken Roczen, he's 13 points behind with his 10th place finish. Vince Freeze, he ended up taking out Dean Wilson early on in the main event. Vince Freeze took himself out and Dean Wilson out at the same time. Dean got up and continued racing, but Vince Freeze walked off the track with a shoulder injury. I talked to Tony Alessi. He said that it's day by day right now, and he's trying his best to get ready for San Francisco, but he's unsure, and it's more of a question mark going into that race right now. Jorge Prado, he was impressive, top 10 for most of the main event before finishing 13th overall at the Anaheim 1 Supercross finale, and tough time for the factory beta team. Now, I'm super proud of my friend Carlin Gardner. We did a really fun interview on Friday made before the race. If you haven't watched that video yet, check it out. You'll learn more about their team manager and more about the beta team and kind of their program going into 2024. So I was still excited about their program, but it was a heartbreak for them with Colt Nichols injured shoulder going into Anaheim 1. He's going to miss the beginning of the season. They signed John Short at the last minute. He only had 2 days on the bike, and they were both kind of half Supercross days where he's riding a tamed down Supercross track because of rain. So he didn't even ride a real Supercross track until he got to Anaheim. Tough for him. He didn't make the main event, didn't make the night show. There's a lot of riders in the 450 class that didn't make the night show. 61 guys showed up, only 40 made it into the night show. Benny Blows, he didn't make the main event after having some bike issues in the LCQ and pulling off. So bummer for Team Beta, but looking forward to their rebound here soon. As for the 250 class, I was stoked for RJ Hampshire to finish first, Jordan Smith second, and Levi Kitchen third. Is an impressive ride for all of those guys. Also impressive for Joe Shimoda. He had a tough time in the heat race and came from behind on a bad start in the main event to finish fourth, but almost had third right at the last corner with Levi Kitchen pressuring him over the finish line. I think Joe will continue to improve going into San Francisco this weekend, and he'll still be a championship contender. Also, RJ Hampshire, impressive for him to win the Anaheim 1 opener. Julian Beaumer, though, I was really impressed with him. The new Red Bull KTM 250 rider looked extremely fast all day in press, all day in qualifying, and leading laps in his heat race, and then also leading laps in the main event. He ran second for most of the main event before dropping back, and still impressive ride from him. He's a rookie. He did make a mistake and kind of go down and drop back a few positions, but I'm sure he'll be a front runner battling for podiums the rest of the season as well. Before we talk more about the San Francisco Supercross, I do want to tell you guys about the MXA Fantasy app. It was a fun time. It was our debut at Anaheim 1. First time ever having our own fantasy app. Free to download, free to play. We have over 10,000 guys signed up and playing on the new MXA Fantasy app. I ranked 3,127th place, so not too good for me. I got 179 points with the 6 riders I picked for the 250 and 6 riders for the 450 class. The winner actually got 271 points, so 5-time and M. Parkey, they tied for the win, but the winner actually goes to 5-time because he put his picks in sooner than M. Parkey did. But if you guys played last weekend, thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't played, you can still sign up for this weekend. It's free to download, free to play. Also, if you already have the app and you've already signed up, there's updates that we're doing. MXA's Justin Lee, he's created this app from the ground up, and you have to go to the App Store and actually click update to get the latest version of the app so you can see how you rank against your friends and also how you rank against the rest of the 10,000 guys that are playing this. Looking forward to this weekend though. Works Connection, they're local to Northern California. They're about 30-ish minutes from Hangtown, probably about 3 hours from San Francisco Supercross. They're sponsoring the MXA Fantasy League for this weekend at San Francisco. So if you win and you score the most points this weekend, you earn a $250 shopping spree to Works Connection. Works Connection makes the best whole shot devices in the business. The Pro Launch starting device used by the Star Racing Yamaha team and the HRC Honda team and many others, as well as the MXA Wrecking Crew. Whenever I go racing, I'm always using the Works Connection starting device. Works Connection has tons of cool stuff. $250 will go a long ways with them, as well as their prices are nice and reasonable. So check out worksconnection.com to see what you could win and sign up for the MXA Fantasy app to play this weekend. Make sure to update it so you get the latest version, and hope to see you guys and join us this weekend. Looking ahead to the San Francisco Supercross this weekend, it's going to be an exciting one. This is the first time since 2010 that we are back in San Francisco. Grew up going to San Francisco, then obviously moved over to Oakland Supercross for a long time, but I'm excited that it's back in San Francisco. It's right on the bay, and it's going to be exciting this weekend. There's a pretty cool track we got this weekend. It's got a long start into a left-handed corner into a long rhythm section. The next rhythm lane's got a kink in it, so that's always exciting. Just long rhythm with a little bit of a bend in it. Only one whoop section and one sand section this weekend. It's some rollers, but it's a straight line. It's not a turning sand section like they had at Anaheim 1. So excited to see how it all plays out this weekend as far as the track goes. There has been some rain in Northern California lately. Dirtworks is fighting against some rain this week on the forecast as of the middle of the day on Tuesday as I'm recording this. Looks like we got a little bit of rain coming on Wednesday, and there's possible rain coming on Saturday. A lot of teams I talked to last weekend were preparing for a mutter this weekend at San Francisco. It doesn't look like it's going to be a mutter, and I'm expecting that the Dirtworks crew will do a great job of managing the track so that it's not a complete mutter. Who knows if the weather will hold out or not, so bring your coats, bring your umbrellas. But it's a new program for 2024. Supercross is starting at 5 p.m. instead of 7. So Anaheim 1 started at 5 p.m. so it's better for people on the East Coast watching the races live. It's actually going to start at 5:30. So opening ceremonies at 5, races start at 5:30. You can watch the races live on Peacock as usual. Looking forward to that. It's going to be an exciting one. A couple interesting notes about San Francisco Supercross. Ryan Villopoto was the last rider to win the 450 class. Trey Kennard, he won in the 250 class. Obviously, both guys aren't racing anymore. There are a handful of guys that are still racing that have raced at San Francisco. Those guys are Josh Hill and Kyle Chisholm in the 450 class. Josh Hill finished second the last time we were there. Kyle Chisholm, he was 12th the last time we were there. Max Anstey, he's not racing West Coast, he's racing East Coast on the Honda team, but he was actually 8th place in the 250 class last time we went there. Also, Josh Greco and Chris Howell, they're two riders that were racing at San Francisco back then, and they're still racing to this day. I also ran into my buddy Ty Payton, Mitch Payton's son, and he is playing the new MXA Fantasy League in Supercross this year. He likes the new app. Let's hear from him what he thinks about it now.
All right, Ty Payton, you just downloaded the MXA Fantasy app, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of it so far?
It's a lot better than like other ones. I like it more because it's an app. It's not, you don't have to look it up every time. You just put your picks in, play with some friends. It's cool.
That's cool. Do you, who you got for tonight, 250 and 450 class?
250 probably Kitchen or Bolin.
Yeah.
See how that plays out. That'll be good. And then 450 stacked, probably Tomac.
Yeah, and is that what you put in on your picks?
Yes.
Who did you put after Tomac?
Tomac, I think I had Jett.
Jett after him?
Pretty sure.
And who was third?
I think I had Chase and then Hunter.
Nice. All right. Well, good stuff. Good luck. And then, are you doing a private party too, or no?
I am.
Who you got in your private party?
Just some friends.
That's cool. All right, good stuff.
Also, last week was a busy one. Before the Anaheim A1 Supercross, I spent Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday out at the Panic Rev Christian Motocross Camp down at Verona Oaks. First time there, it was a beautiful place, beautiful track. The first 2 days were jam-packed with training and riding. I got to do some riding with the campers. Perfect weather, perfect conditions. For day 3 though, it rained and it was a complete mutter. We didn't really do much training. We just basically took all the stuff that we learned on the first 2 days and pounded out some motos in the mud. I was riding our YZ250F and the MXA Wrecking Crew had a blast out there on our bikes. Dylan Copeland, Zach Commons, and I, we had a blast battling in the mud and hanging out there. Let's get some clips from Camp Rev right now.
All right, Camp Rev, day 3. It's a wet one. We got D Cope here. We called in the big shots to help us with mud riding. He's on our Yamaha 450. I'm on the Yamaha 250. Thankfully, our shootouts are done, so we don't have to keep these bikes, we don't have to worry about these bikes getting hammered. And it's a gnarly day for some motos. We also got Zach Commons. You guys remember him, the KLR 650 rider from the 24 Hour? He's out here on the KX 450. Woo! Would you be better off on the 650 or the 450? The 650 would be good on these conditions. The street tires wouldn't perform great in the mud, but it's nice load torque would be good. Yeah, load torque. Better than the senior? I don't know. Darian was
riding today. I don't like to get wet or cold. I'm a little bit cold right now, so I'm gonna have to go sit in the car for a little bit. But it looks fun for everybody else.
All right, guys, that's it for this week in MXA, episode number 160. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you in the next one.